Book 1, Law of Salimi, Chapter 29, Pursuit of All Knowledge. After completing the MWS program as PM, I began my third semester as a student at UiTM campus Mengatal. I had acquired my second semester GPA and CGPA result, which enabled me to keep my promise of keeping Surazli from dethroning me from the best student list of our program. My second semester result were as follows. Accounting 2, I got A+, Mainstream English A, Principle of Economics A, Adasi pass, Business Calculus A+, Asas Pengurusan A+, Basic Islamic Studies A. So my GPA was 4.0 and my CGPA was 3.97. Hours earned 17 with the total cumulated hours of 32 hours. I was happy to get 4.0 CGPA. 4.0 GPA for my second semester. Nonetheless, I did not get A+ on the subject of economics, which was one of my objectives. However, I was very satisfied with the tactics and study methods implemented during second semester had been successful to produce a 4.0 flat result. In my third semester, I took the following subject: Accounting 3, Arabic Language, Mainstream English, Microeconomics, Principle of Public Relation, Business Statistics, and Basic Islamic Studies. If you are observant, you would be able to realize that the subject had accumulated hours of 21, which was considered to be quite a heavy load for any student. To me, for the third semester, I decided to pursue for all knowledge outside of the classrooms. After acquiring 4.0 GPA result, I felt that I should pursue other knowledge, which would improve myself further than simply a student who was limited to textbook knowledge. During my third semester, I focused on students' activities and programs which enhance my communication skills and social knowledge. I would ensure to acquire a good CGPA, but not striving towards achieving a perfect 4.0 result. I had spent most of my time learning additional knowledge from heavenly monsters by visiting their rooms. I had hours of discussion with many of these great scholars about life, knowledge, philosophy, social sciences, psychology, social problem, issues related to students, and so on. I had decided to gain all form of knowledge instead of striving to achieve 4.0 flat results in the classroom. In addition, I began improving my study method from last semester, such as my 12 pages notes. Considering how much benefit it had been towards helping other students during the third semester, I began typing the notes so that it can be easily read by others. Using computers, I managed to add colors to highlight the important points and differentiate between examples and explanations. Essentially, I had developed my notes for every subject that were categorized as reading subjects. Instead of making photocopies, I shared my notes in digital data format so that other students can print and customize the notes based on their preferences. I felt that the decision had tremendously helped other students to gain more knowledge in their own studies as well as boost their study method effectiveness. Students on my batch had conquered the best students list and with explosive CGPA compared to predecessors and previous semesters. Third semester at UiTM campus Mengatal was focused towards helping others as well as being selfless. By helping others and putting others' needs before my own, I began to envelop myself with the sense of peace and comfort in my life. I was happy because I managed to help other people In the definition of a great scholar, I am edging closer into becoming a genius by helping more people in my life. In the third semester, I began opening my mind and my door to help anyone as much as humanly possible. My only aim for my academic performance was to achieve A+ for economics and to obtain above 3.5 CGPA and GPA for my third semester. In addition, I would also strive towards assuring that my name would remain above Surazli in the list of best students in business study program at UiTM campus Mangatal. Moreover, I was focused at controlling myself and my emotions so that I would never again lose control, especially from becoming a raging demon, which had happened to me during the MWS week. I began to train myself to accept peace and serenity in my heart through becoming more focused on my daily prayers. I also spend more time talking and giving consultation to any students who came to learn my study tactics. I love sharing knowledge because despite of my raging demon incidents, I wish to help anyone as much as possible. I really wish to inspire new students into becoming a good human being first, before they begin their pursuit to become the best student in terms of academic performance. I felt that achieving a 4.0 or 4 flat result was not the most significant destination, but I should focus more towards becoming a full balanced human being. I need to achieve moderation in living as encouraged by the teachings of Islam, as well as pursuit of all knowledge, encompassing the teaching of Islam as the core and all other conventional knowledge as complementary. I need to improve my English language in both writing and spoken. I need to be knowledgeable in the computer and information technology. I need to learn as much as possible about everything that was outside of my subjects that I study in my classroom. I need to be knowledgeable in everything, which lead me to infuse another motto to my life: Jack of all trades, but king of none. However, I made slight modification to it so that I can become the king of all trades. I know that my concept might sound crazy and impossible to achieve. However, I felt that I would strive towards carving my own destiny and changing my paradigm of thinking towards becoming the best possible person that I could be. I began to shape my life towards walking the path that were close to the one that had been chosen by the heavenly masters. At this particular time, I was still unable to fully understood the answer that I was already thus. But I felt that I need to change my life and work much harder if I wish to become as good as the heavenly masters at UiTM campus Mangatal. During the third semester, my efforts were more focused towards learning outside of the spectrum of the subject that I learned in the classroom. As a result, we began watching movies from the library about magnificent human beings such as Ahmad Didat. I started to see that people like him can achieve much more in life in spite of just becoming an average human being. My spirit began lifted and burning with the inspiration by watching his ability in the movies. I was amazed at his sharpness of thoughts and his speech ability that managed to pierce the hearts of others. I can sense how powerful his aura was, even just by looking at him from the documentary recordings. It was as powerful as Super Saiyan level that was depicted in Dragon Ball Z anime by Akira Toriyama. The experience made me realize that there was much more knowledge available for me to learn instead of just reading from textbook. I learned that documentary and movies might be able to provide a great source of knowledge to my curious mind. A part of that, I began to experience how my selective memory could record visuals much better than reading books. It made me realize that my mind favors graphic visuals much better than compared to text and words from reading alone. It teaches me to focus my effort in the pursuit of all knowledge towards movies, documentaries, and television shows that offered a tremendous amount of knowledge, much more effective and efficient than by simply reading alone. Consider the analogy where a great scholar who had spent his or her lifetime studying and began to speak for a talk, discussion, or sharing knowledge from informative documentary that can be seen by anyone in about an hour or so. I feel that it was a better strategy for me to focus on such medium to absorb knowledge instead of spending a lot of time reading books to acquire only a small amount of knowledge. A part of that, scholars like Ahmad Didat had been proven to have the right path of the scholar, which I could learn from his knowledge and life experience through his debates and views. Essentially, it was the same concept which I applied when I visited the room of great scholars at UiTM campus Manggatal to discuss about all forms of knowledge with varying field of study. In fact, watching the documentaries and movies that possess a wealth of knowledge and wisdom would actually be an extension of that form of knowledge sharing. Okay, with that we end the chapter 29 and hope to see you again in the next one. Thank you very much for watching and see you later.